guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, and it's November 12th, 2021. Welcome to another eBay video. As you can see, it is still cloudy and raining. I just stepped outside to give you a first-hand look. I'm going to go back inside now so I don't get wet. And we're going to go over to the desk. I'm going to get the video started. All right, guys. Today we're going to talk about some eBay topics that I hope you guys will find entertaining and useful. I want to talk a little bit about zero feedback buyers who love to go right to the item not as described button. Yes, I seem to have located another one of those, which is not very hard to do. But before we discuss any new material, I want to talk about your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. Epic Treasure wrote a nice comment that I pinned because I think it basically covered everything regarding the new eBay stores layout. Joe, I don't like the new eBay store changes at all. It's much more than eBay removing the store categories from the left side menu and hiding them under a drop-down arrow. As you stated, if you add too many of the new banners to highlight certain parts of your store, it makes it look junky, cluttered, and unprofessional. Add to that the fact that when you scroll to the bottom of the page, it only shows 40 of your items. You then have to click on a, quote, See All tab to open up the rest of your store's visibility to the buyer. If they don't click that tab, they might think that's all you have is 40 items listed and go somewhere else. In my opinion, all these changes just make it harder and more work for the buyer, which is probably why sales are so slow. Very well put there, Epic Treasure. I agree with those comments. But I would like to point out one thing. As I said last week, I think the new eBay stores layout is terrible. I honestly don't understand why they changed certain things when there are certain things that were working fine as they were. And in addition, why they don't give us a little bit of a heads up about these changes. Now, one thing been bothering me. When a person buys from me on eBay, usually they buy from me because they do a search on Google. Let's say they're looking for parts for a 1986 Chevy, for instance, and it will bring them to my listing on eBay and they'll buy it. I don't think I get too many eBay buyers who actually go to my eBay store and try and find something from there. I think most of my buyers are coming in either strictly from a Google search or strictly from a search on eBay itself. And once they find the item they want to buy from me, they'll just buy it if they're interested. I really don't think too many of them go to my store landing page and explore what I have for sale. However, pity the fools that do, because it's not laid out very well at all. Bill still wrote, eBay's motto is, if it ain't broke, break it. Jordan Brown wrote, personally, I think even auction format should be paid immediately. eBay should have it set up so that the winning bidder has their account automatically charged upon winning. eBay remains the Wild West of online shopping. Buyers can basically do whatever they want. I don't think that there's another online site in the world where you can commit to buy an item, take it off the shelf from the seller, and then not pay it once. I honestly don't think there is. But if there is, you know what to do. Mark Richardson wrote, Joe, love the videos you do. You're one of my top 3 for teaching the XYL and myself things. I think you have a winner with the no edit format. Enjoy the edited, but really enjoy the no edit. My block bidder button is under, quote, shortcuts, unquote. If I may make a suggestion, you have an echo/hollow sound to the room. A few things on the walls would reduce it. Or an old hack from decades ago, egg cartons. The part that holds up the eggs, not the top. Around the wall and at the ceiling might be worth a try. Keep up the good work. Mark and Holly, Flippin' Chicken, Barred Rock General Goods. Thank you for the positive comments, Mark. And you're right, my walls are bare at home. But truthfully, I don't really want to make videos from my house. That's only when I'm really running super late, because I know you guys prefer the nice background here when I do them here at work. Nancy Stockwell wrote, "Another great video, Joe. Here's a question for the studio audience. Who remembers My World and Welcome to It?" Nancy Stockwell, I do not remember that, but if any of you guys do, please reply to her comment. And by the way, yes, this is going to be another no edit video, so all mistakes and bloopers will remain. Philly Flash 43 wrote, "Chuck McCann had a daily show back in the mid-60s. Do you remember Zachary? He used to host monster movies on Chiller Theater. He died a few years ago at age 98. And there was Officer Joe Bolton, who hosted the Three Stooges films." Chuck, I do not remember Zachary, but I've heard that name. I do remember Officer Joe Bolton. I think that was also from around 1970, 71, but don't quote me on that. And also there was another guy around the same time on Channel 11 named Captain Jack McCarthy, who always was dressed in a captain's uniform and would ring the bell, like 3 bells, all is well. And he would also do live commercials, I think, as did Officer Joe Bolton. Flippin' Ain't Easy wrote, "Joe, how did you get the sun to shine on all your hubs since you rarely get sunny days?" And he was replied to by eCurb. "Joe saves up his inventory and waits for a sunny day. Then he binge photographs them all at once." And eCurb is correct. I won't be taking any pictures today or for the foreseeable future. They're even saying cloudy and rain on Monday. And it's only Friday. We just cannot get sunny days here. Jason Neal wrote, "Joe, just curious. How many block buyers on your block buyer list?" Jason, I don't have an exact number for you, but I know the limit that we can have is 5,000. And I'm very, very liberal at blocking people, so I have to be getting close to that number now. But when the day comes and I do hit the 5,000 ceiling, I will tell you about it on a video. Dennis Copper wrote, "Joe, how in the world do you remember all those words to that song?" I do recall the song, but never all the words. I also watched that show in the mid-70s. Dennis Copper, I gotta be honest with you, I cheated. I Googled that song, the lyrics, and I printed them out about 2 weeks ago. And I had the sheet with me, just in case I would make an eBay sale live during my video. So when it happened last week, I had the sheet right to my left. I grabbed it. It was sitting here, although you really couldn't see it. And so, yeah, that's how I remembered the lyrics. Otherwise, I never would have been able to do it. So that's it with the comments, questions, and concerns. Let's get on to some new business. We're going to start out with a glitch. How many of you guys experienced a long and serious eBay glitch Wednesday, November 10th, from approximately 6 p.m. to about 8 p.m. Eastern Time? I was one. We couldn't do anything. Seller Hub, if you went onto your Seller Hub, all you could see was the word unavailable in every space. You couldn't do any listings. I don't think people could do any buying either. The Facebook groups were blowing up with the situation. And quite frankly, it's a bit worrisome that this is still going on. Anytime a glitch occurs like that, a serious glitch, people start posting on the Facebook groups right away. And it's basically like a regular thing now. It's a regular occurrence. And it doesn't surprise too many people. And I'm not very good with IT. But In my opinion, eBay really needs to step it up in the IT department. I think they're greatly lagging in all the other e-commerce sites that are out there. Conversely, as far as traffic is concerned, I think eBay leads the way. eBay's up there with Amazon with getting traffic. So yeah, sales this week have been spotty. Like one day I'll be booming nonstop, and the next day I'll make one or two sales. It's concerning. I tried all the old standard tricks this week. I mean, I did everything. I reset the store. I sent offers to watchers. I started another markdown manager sale, 5% off store-wide. Basically tried everything, and it helped. Even the sending offers to watchers helped. Last night was Thursday night. I must have sent out at least 40 offers to watchers, and I had several people respond. 2 or 3 accepted the offer, and there was 1 or 2 that sent me counter offers that I finally was able to ink a deal with and still make money, so I was happy with that in itself. Now, I want to touch on a topic under the category eBay returns and a fallacy, a long-standing fallacy that's been prevalent that we as sellers cannot do anything about. And it happened to me again this week. Recently, I sold an item and I had certain blemishes on it that were clearly labeled and pictured. Let's just say the item was scratched. Let's say it had a big scratch on it, for instance. So, yesterday, I get a return request. I think when I get the message from eBay return request, that is the biggest misnomer that there ever could be. There is no request involved. It's a demand. It's a statement. On eBay, there is no such thing as a return request. They should really change that verbiage because it's like, ugh, sticking it to me. I'd like to see it say, you have to accept a return because that's the truth. So what happened is a person with zero feedback signed up to eBay specifically to buy my item, which is a very, very common thing for me. That can be a great asset, or depending upon the person, it could be a great liability. In this case, it's a liability. I sold an item that was blemished, clearly photographed, and described, let's say scratched. He gets the item and clicks the item not as described button and says the item is scratched. Now, I automatically not only have to take the item back, but I have to pay the return shipping. That is a fallacy. Anytime somebody claims item not as described, I think the sellers should have the ability to fight it and click a button that says, I want somebody from eBay and not a bot. I want somebody from eBay, a human being in the United States, to look at the listing and make a decision. Then, if they still find for the buyer, and I don't mean a rubber stamp, bang, 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 bang. If they still find for the buyer after reading the text and looking at the pictures, then if they want to sanction the seller with a defect or that $20 fee that they keep loving to charge, then that's fair. But if, after looking at the listing, and they realize the seller is not at fault in telling the truth, I think the buyer should be sanctioned. Because this has been going on a long time and it's getting worse, and I don't think any of you are going to fight me on this. So that's really the thing that's been on my mind most this week. What do you think should be done by eBay? What would you as an eBay seller like to see done when people file false item not as described cases? Right now, in my opinion, it's like a cancer, and it's spreading and it's getting worse and nothing is being done. eBay gave me several options when I got this case opened against me last night. I wanted to send the buyer a label. I get charged for taking it back. 2 is close the return and let the buyer keep the item. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. And I implore you guys, never, ever to do that. Unless you're talking about a cheap trading card that only costs $1 to send back. Please don't do it. It's worth it to you to pay the money, if you have to, and get the item back. Because I'm going to pay the money if it comes down to it and get the item back, because I can relist it again, scratched, and I'll make the sale. But eBay is giving me, I believe, to the 16th. Today's the 12th. Don't quote me on the date. It's either the 15th or the 16th. I think it's the 16th. And let me tell you something, guys. Even though I know I'm going to have to accept the return and pay the money to get it shipped back to me, $15.96, I'm going to wait to the 16th. That is a new policy I've adopted, and actually it's going to work out good, I think, because the longer I wait, I think the better chance the longer the person may forget about it. In which case, maybe they won't send it back within the eBay time frame, because eBay gives them a lot longer than 4 or 5 days to send the item back. All right? So yeah, that's something I've been doing. I'm pushing it to the very last day. That being said, let me take my first break, take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Very good. So that being said, guys, that is my main topic for the week. It's something that's been prevalent on the system for a long time, and eBay doesn't want to address it for fear of hurting people, meaning buyers. I mean, I'm all for new buyers coming to this site. I love them. I want them all. But they need to play by the rules, just like we sellers need to play by the rules. So yeah, waiting till the last possible day comes into play with another interesting thing that happened to me this week. I received a contact from the eBay contact system from another zero feedback buyer who signed up to eBay just to buy my item over a month ago. What happened is I had a listing for 2 hubcaps, 2 single hubcaps listed. The picture showed 2. The description said 2. The buyer made the purchase. He's from California. I shipped them right out to him like the next day. He waited over a month, and he contacts me and said, "You only sent me 2 hubcaps. You're supposed to send me all 4. I've been waiting and waiting for the second box to arrive with the other 2, but I'm basically done waiting, and I want to know why you haven't sent me the other 2, because the listing was for all 4. Now, obviously, guys, you know me, all right? I'm methodical when I do my listings. I take careful pictures, and I always describe how many the person's getting, and the picture shows 2. So, first I did some investigation. I looked at the date that he bought the item, and it was over 30 days ago. So I know that if he gets nasty and wants to return the item, I do not have to take a return. It's over my 30-day period. However, I was starting to respond to him, but I remembered something. I said, wait a minute. I think the buyer has 60 days with which to open a case. Now, am I right or am I wrong about that? Does the buyer not have 60 days with which to open an item not as described case against me? If that is true, and I do believe it is, he could dick me over royally, just like the other guy I told you about. All right? And there's nothing we as eBay sellers can do about it. So, although I had written out a little bit of a snarky paragraph about how he needs to improve his reading skills, I didn't send it. I said, no, let me wait Hopefully, if I don't respond to him, we'll hit the 60-day period and he won't be able to open the item not as described case. Now, even if I do manage to get to that threshold of 60 days, he could then open a case with his credit card company, but I think I'd be protected because it would show that I actually did ship him the item. But again, can you guys jump in here, one of you who's 100% sure, and remind me, does a person have 60 days to open an item not as described case, even if I only accept 30-day returns? So that's the situation I have with him. And like I said, both him and the guy I talked about earlier, both have zero feedback, both joined eBay specifically to buy my item. Do you see a pattern here? That being said, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thank you for watching my video. Every Friday, I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful as an eBay seller. If you think I'm doing a good job, please give me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, please tell me in the comments section what you want me to cover next week, and I'll do my best to do so. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask on any of my videos, and I never will. I've never distorted my voice on a video. I feel that's dishonest and unscrupulous. So heck yeah, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. That being said, guys, go out there, make a ton of money this week on eBay. Rock on and peace! And I know that there are going to be some comments that are going to say, Joe, where's the fire? I don't know. They went that way. Okay? Nothing else. Hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to make a video where it's freaking sunny out and not cloudy and rainy every single day. But I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future. Oh, one more thing. The contest. There's no way that I can run the contest by guessing what I sold on eBay, because I guess there's just too many variables. Even when I give the model, the make as a Ford, there are just too many models and I just can't see anybody getting it. So what I'm going to do is what I didn't do this week. I'm going to make a special video, hopefully during the week, I guess the number 1 to 50. It's the only thing I can do where I'll be sure to get a winner, because I know I'll get more than 50 responses, so guaranteed somebody will win. But don't guess today. Wait till I make that video during the week sometime. Guys, you know what to do, and you know what not to do. Don't be bitchy!